Okay, today we're going to talk about green AI. And it's a bit of a paradox, isn't it? On one hand, you have this surprisingly huge environmental cost hiding behind the scenes. But on the other, you have this incredible promise that it could actually help heal our planet. So which is it? Let's get into it.
When we think about AI, we usually picture things that are pretty abstract: code, algorithms, data floating around in the cloud. It all feels so digital. But the truth is, it has a very real, very physical relationship with the natural world. So the big question we're going to explore is, what is this digital revolution actually doing to our physical planet?
To really understand the whole picture, we have to start with the tough stuff. We're going to pull back the curtain on these incredible AI models, and, well, what you find is a pretty significant environmental footprint. So let's break down these hidden costs one by one. First up is the sheer amount of power that AI needs. We're talking about an absolutely enormous appetite for electricity, and that, as you can probably guess, has some pretty serious consequences. It's so easy to forget there's a physical reality behind all this. Every single time a complex AI model is trained, or even when you just run a simple query, it's chugging down a massive amount of electricity. And most of that power comes from data centers, which are themselves huge contributors to global carbon emissions. And it's not just about the energy AI uses, it's also about the actual physical hardware it runs on. The crazy pace of AI development is creating a massive and frankly rapidly growing mountain of electronic waste. Think of it like a tech arms race, right? Everyone is scrambling for faster, more powerful chips. This means the lifespan for all this specialized hardware is getting shorter and shorter. And when this gear gets tossed out, it's not just some plastic and metal. It's often full of hazardous materials that are a real nightmare to recycle safely. Of course, all this hardware has to come from somewhere in the first place. And that brings us right to our third big challenge, the resource dilemma. You see, to build these amazing components for AI systems, we have to mine finite resources, things like rare earth minerals. And on top of that, there's the water. The data centers that power everything, they use absolutely staggering amounts of water just to keep all that equipment cool, which puts a huge strain on local water supplies. So when you add it all up, the incredible energy demand, the manufacturing, the infrastructure, what do you get? Well, you're left with one major consequence: a significant output of CO2. Yet all of these things, from the energy use to the mining, they combine to create a really substantial carbon footprint. This intensifies the greenhouse effect and makes the AI industry a direct contributor to climate change. It's it's a heavy cost. It's a pretty stark picture, isn't it? It kind of leaves us at this huge crossroads, asking a really important question. Is AI destined to just be another part of the climate problem? Or could it actually be a powerful part of the solution? And this is where the story takes a fascinating turn. Because for all of its costs, AI's incredible power for analysis and optimization is now being aimed squarely at our biggest environmental challenges. This is the bright promise of green AI. And look, this isn't just some theory for the future, it is happening right now. You've got companies out there already using AI to make a real impact. For instance, Kilimo is making irrigation way smarter to save water. Grey Parrot is totally revolutionizing waste sorting. Pano AI can spot wildfires almost instantly. These aren't just ideas, they're real, scalable solutions in action today. So let's zoom in on one of these areas. Agriculture, for example, is a huge consumer of resources, and it's a field where AI is making a massive, massive difference, especially when it comes to water. So how does it work? Well, by analyzing satellite imagery, weather data, soil conditions, all of it, these AI tools can tell farmers exactly how much water their crops need and exactly when. This precision approach cuts down on waste and helps make farming way more sustainable. And the impact is just staggering. Just one of those startups, Kilomo, has already saved 72 million cubic meters of water across Latin America. I mean, that's an incredible amount. It just goes to show you the real-world power of applying AI to these kinds of problems. Okay, now let's go from the farm to the landfill. AI is also being used to tackle the global waste crisis in ways that, honestly, just weren't possible before. From massive cleanup operations in our oceans all the way down to sorting materials in a recycling facility, AI is bringing a whole new level of efficiency. One of the biggest breakthroughs is AI-powered computer vision, which can identify and sort different kinds of waste with incredible speed and, more importantly, incredible precision. And how precise are we talking? Some AI systems can get it right up to 99.95% of the time. Think about that. That means way more materials get recycled correctly, and a lot less contamination ends up in our landfills. This is a total game changer for building a real circular economy.
So, we have this incredible potential. But, and this is a really important but, for AI to truly help our planet, its benefits can't be limited to just a select few. We have to ask the tough question: who actually gets to use this powerful technology? This brings us to a really critical point about fairness and access.
You see, there's a real risk here. If these powerful green AI tools are only accessible to the wealthy, they could actually end up making global inequalities even worse. If only a few can afford the tech, then the environmental benefits won't be shared by everyone who needs them.
Because, let's be honest, green AI is often expensive, and it requires some deep technical expertise. So right now, it's most accessible to large corporations and wealthy nations. That means local communities and developing countries, often the very places most affected by climate change, risk being left behind.
So, we end right back where we began, with a choice. AI is an immensely powerful tool, with both a hidden cost and a bright promise. But its final impact on our planet isn't inevitable. It's not written in stone. It's going to be determined by the decisions we all make, starting today. The question for all of us is, what kind of future will we choose to build with it?